Welcome to Fox Valley in Focus. I'm Barb Nadeau. Today on our show we have two guests. Mark Gaffino, he's a North Aurora Village trustee and chairman of North Aurora Days, to tell us about their exciting festival this year. And then in the second portion of our show we're going to meet with Mike Drendel. He is the Kendall County Fair Board president, to talk about two great events at the Kendall County Fairgrounds. So we have a lot to share, a lot of great events, but there's time this summer to take advantage of all of them. Stay tuned, and we'll get started right away.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Mark Gaffino is our first guest today on our show. He's a trustee with the Village of North Aurora, and you're the chairman of North Aurora Days.
Yes.
I enjoyed meeting you last year with one of your police officers, Robin Steckline, talking about this event. I'd never heard about it before. And now today, taping this show, you tell me there's tons of changes, so I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, we're excited. Every year we try to add a little something new just to keep it fresh. And so this year, Saturday afternoon on the main stage, Fox Valley Park District, one of our partners is going to have 4 half-hour skits of different events that they offer throughout the year, and we're excited to have them as well.
So that's brand new, that Fox Valley Park District has come on to be like a partner in
Correct,
in
yes.
planning
So
this?
we're looking forward to it. I know one of them is a half-hour improv for adults are going to do. So, I mean, it'll be fun and family-oriented. So we want Saturday afternoon kind of be family time. We have some free balloon art and face painting and things like that for the children. So we're really trying to promote family that afternoon. So
It's really something to put on a festival like this, because you have to think about every different type of person in your community and make it new and fresh every year. You want to have some of your old favorites,
Right.
and you want to have some new events to get people excited and
Right.
keep them coming back.
Sure.
And so this is really wonderful that you're getting this support. Tell me first, before we get into the schedule, a little bit about how you got involved in North Aurora Days and some of the other folks that help you.
Well, I started with the Lions Club probably 15, 20 years ago, and then when I came on the village board, I helped another trustee, and then he retired, and I took it over. We have the Lions Club, Mothers Club, are big supporters of the event, as well as just volunteers out there.
And I really think they're a special type of people. Those people who
Yeah,
are willing
yeah.
to work a festival. I mean, it's grueling work, a
Right.
lot of detail beforehand,
right.
very exciting, exhausting, but you
Yep.
keep coming back.
Yeah, it's nice that they do that, or we wouldn't be able to have it. We have about 16 chair people of the events, and they're all volunteers as well.
Okay, now this is August. What are the dates this year?
August 5th, 6th, and 7th.
5, 6, 7. So the entire weekend. What time does it start on Friday, and how long does it last?
Well, on Friday it starts from 5 to midnight, and then
Okay.
Saturday it starts 2 p.m. till midnight, and then Sunday we have a couple small events not at the main location.
Okay, so that being said, you just mentioned the partnership that you have with Fox Valley Park District. You know, fostering these partnerships and having new entertainment, that's most important, because you're going to midnight. You have to keep people engaged
That's right.
till midnight.
Yeah, we moved up our times for our bands. On Friday night we start at 5:30 to 11:45, and same Saturday as well. So we have a Neil Diamond impersonator Friday night from 5:30 to 6:30, then 6:30 to 8:30 we have the clones, then we finish with the Breakfast Club on Friday night.
Okay, now other than entertainment, what else is going on Friday night?
We have the beer tent, we have food, we have carnival rides, games for the children, we have like an Xbox, PlayStation type game truck there as well, and that's free for the kids to use.
That's kind of interesting. So
Yeah.
you're going to try and grab those kids too, and
Yep.
hopefully they won't stay too long at the truck, and
Right.
they'll get some physical activity too. I've never heard of that at Community Festival.
Yeah, so it's nice. The Lions Club is sponsoring that, so it's free to everybody. I've even seen some adults in there. It's air conditioned, so it's a nice place to get a break if you're hot.
So these different groups, community organizations like the Lions that you mentioned, they're all bringing in some component to make this festival?
Yeah, the Lions and Mothers Club, they kind of sponsor or handle our beer tent, and a lot of the money that they make goes back through the community. So that's one of their bigger fundraisers.
Okay, so what time on Friday night does all the action start?
It starts at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. And it'll start right away with the carnival opening up, and of course everything starting right then, and also the entertainment.
Right.
Okay, so I'm guessing that then Saturday is really the big day. It's your main day.
Right. That starts at 2 o'clock, and then it goes to midnight as well. And full day events. We have a fishing derby Saturday morning. We have a touch a truck, and I need to take a break here.
Okay, no,
second.
that's good. Okay, yeah, that's a lot to cover.
Yeah.
So you said starts at 2. You immediately went into the entertainment mode because
Right.
you're thinking entertainment, but that fishing derby probably starts early in the
Right,
morning.
that starts around 8 in the morning.
Wow.
Sure, with touch a truck, and then we have Safe Kids at Mooseheart. Starts at 9 throughout the day. So we have youth softball all the way to the bands at night.
Now, you were telling me before the show that there's been a lot of changes in these events. These are all things that people have expected and had happened throughout the years. But they're going to see a lot of new changes.
Right.
There's new changes as far as the time and location of some of these events. And one of them was that fishing derby.
Right, yeah, that's going to be from the Chesterfield subdivision pond, which is a private pond. We moved to a Park District pond on Juniper Drive, so that way the kids can come back the next day and fish as well.
Okay, so Juniper Drive is the new location. Okay, and so do they have to do anything special for the fishing
No,
derby?
just show up and
Just show up.
just show up.
All right, so that starts us off with Saturday morning, and as you can tell, Mark's got a lot more to tell us about the rest of the schedule. We'll be right back right after this.
Come on. Come on.
All right, I know, 2 seconds. Hang on, just stand still. Stand still, love.
This is insane.
1 second, I know. Just
Mom, he's
Okay,
done.
go, go, go.
Boys, hang on, boys.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Welcome back. Mark Gaffino's giving us all the details on North Aurora Days. And Mark, you were telling us about the fishing derby right before we closed our last segment. That's in a new location. People like to know where that's at. You said Juniper Park.
It's like the 200 block of North Juniper off of Oak Street. So it's a public park, so we thought the other place we held was a private pond, and if the next day the children wanted to go back, they couldn't, so we thought we'd move it to a place where they can go back the next day and fish.
That's
have a good
fantastic.
time.
Yeah. Now, you also have some other events going on at the same time. You've got a
Yes.
5K run
We have
walk.
a 5 and 10K and a fun run up at Mooseheart, as well as Touch a Truck and Safe Kids also at Mooseheart. So that's a very
The Touch a Truck is very exciting for the 2-year-old set,
Sure.
2 to 5-year-old set for sure, and that and the Safety Town kind of experience where they
Right.
actually get a chance to like learn some very
Sure.
important lessons.
Yeah, they talk about electricity to bike safety and everything in between. So and they do handouts and give away free things. So it's a nice event to bring your family to, and it's free. So.
Okay. Then you said that 2 o'clock everything really gets into high gear
Right.
with the entertainment, and you have added shows on your stage over at the Clock Tower Plaza.
Yep, and like I said earlier, we have the Park District, which is going from approximately 2:30 to 4:30, and then 5:30 starts, which is a half hour earlier than normal. We start at 6, and we added another entertainer. We have a Neil Diamond impersonator on Friday and then Frank Sinatra on Saturday, just to kind of kick things off, and then our regular bands start. So, and then we go to 11:45 with fireworks at 9:45 on Saturday night.
Okay. And what's your lineup of entertainers? Do you have that down?
Yeah, we have the Clones and the Breakfast Club on
That's on Friday night.
And then we have Hillbilly Rock Stars at 6:30 to
Oh,
8:30. And then Libido Funk Circus at 9 o'clock to 11:45.
You have a variety.
So we do.
You really do. You know, you've really mixed up the genres of music, and you've got something from every.
Something for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. That's fantastic. That's at the Clock Tower Plaza. That's your main stage, and that's Oak and Randall?
Oak and Randall, yeah, the southeast corner. So
All right. So, in addition to those, you also have a cruise happening
we
on
have
Saturday?
A&W Cruise Night on Route 31 as well at the A&W restaurant. That I think goes from 6 until 10 or so. We have a bag tournament Saturday afternoon, and we have a beer and wine tasting as well, and that's at the Ramondo's Pizzeria on Orchard and Randall Road.
This is a great way to showcase North Aurora as well.
Sure.
And really, it sounds like you're incorporating a lot of different areas of the town. How do people travel in between? Are they just walking, covering?
Generally by car. Yeah, it's a little too far to walk. but,
Okay. All right. So
there are-
what about advice for people who've never gone to this festival? They want to find out. I know a lot of people just like to experience it all.
Sure.
So what can you tell us?
We'll get there early. We have a parking lot set up at the Blessed Sacrament Church, which is on Oak Street, and it's free parking as well there. If not, you can park on the side street. If it's not posted, no parking. So come early and stay late.
Okay, good advice. Okay, now we've talked about the 5K, those types of things, but your parade is one of your big events.
Yep.
And I know you have two parades actually, a pet parade
Pet parade on Sunday,
and then
emergency vehicle parade on
emergency
Friday night.
Friday night. Tell
And
us
that
about
has changed a little bit. It was shortened up because I guess the parade now actually is going to go all the way through Oswego. So they asked if they could start it at 6:30, and it's going to start at our fire station, which is at Route 31 and State Street. Originally it was at our police station, which was about half a mile to the south. So they've shortened it up just a little bit by about 3-4 blocks.
So tell me, what's this route going to be right down 31?
Right down 31 to Oak Street, and then
Okay.
past the plaza, and then south on Randall, and then they leave town. So
And that's
it's
gonna-
well attended. There's probably 100 units, and there are all types of police cars, fire trucks, FBI, surveillance things, all you name it. So if you like sirens and horns, come to that.
All right, once again, that's going to be when?
6:30 starts at 6:30 p.m. on Friday the 5th of
Friday
August.
the 5th. I think that's interesting that you have other communities involved with the parade. They want to get involved
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah, it's nice.
It really is. Okay, now, as we're talking about that, we mentioned a beer tent as well. I know
Mm-hmm.
you've got tons of food.
Right?
Do you also have community groups bringing out like tables to tell people about their organization?
We have a few. We have probably 40 booths, as you will, set up. Some are advertisers, some are community groups. I know the Lions and Mothers Club, they have their own table set up just to offer information about services and or how to join the organization as well.
Well, and I know for a lot of the smaller organizations, that's their way of getting themselves known and
Sure.
also participating in your event. That's really
Right,
important to
right.
them and important to you too, because hopefully they catch that spirit and they want to get on your committee and,
Sure.
and get
And that's
involved in the
how we
future.
survive, by our volunteers, so which we're always looking for volunteers.
So what kind of volunteers do you need?
From parking to ID checks and everything in between, cleanup, can't do without them. So,
Okay, how do we volunteer to get involved?
well,
in
you can
North Aurora
email.
Days?
You can go to the village website to North Aurora Days, or you can go email volunteers@northauroraDays.com and put out your request, what days, what you're kind of looking for, and we'd like to accommodate. So,
Okay, and then speaking of that website, northauroraDays.com, we'll find important information
Yes.
about the entire,
Sure.
if we have questions about the things we've talked about, we've kind of glossed over the fact that there's a lot of changes
Sure.
in locations and timing,
Sure.
extra entertainment. So all that is available on that website?
right, as well as last minute weather issues that come up. So if you're in doubt about weather, just go to that and check it out.
Fantastic.
It also has a garage
Fantastic.
sale. I didn't mention that, but garage sale starts on Thursday, so August 4th. So it's really, that's kind of the first thing that kicks off. But that as well is on that website as far as locations of sales and things. So
Fantastic. So it sounds like you really do need to get on that website because you need the information to find out about the garage sale, set up your garage sale, set up to a booth, everything else you want to do, or most importantly, volunteer and support your community. Mark, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much
sure,
for being
thanks
on
for
our
having
show.
us and able to promote our event.
All right. Well, thank you again. And we're going to take a real quick break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Mike Drendel joins us now. He's the Kendall County Fair Board President. Mike, thanks for being here. You have two great events to talk about, one in July, one in August, but it's all culminating with the fair, and I want to hear all about both of them. First of all, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
You are getting set for your rodeo, your second annual rodeo.
Yes, it's we call it the Fox Valley Pro Rodeo, and it was a successful last year, even in the rain. But we're going to have it as a 2-day event this year.
I got on the website and I had to laugh when I saw the little note that says the events go on rain or shine.
Yeah, those guys like to ride the horses and the bulls and chase after the calves and all that in the rain. Doesn't bother them at all. So.
Well, you know, we have a lot of events that come up every summer, and a rodeo is special. You don't see a rodeo every day.
Oh.
So tell us a little bit about the company that's coming in and what we're going to see there.
Well, Big Hat Rodeo Company is a company that's been around for a lot of years. We used to have them at the fair at one time. They do a very, very good professional show. They're cowboys and cowgirls, and everybody competes for points in the system to get them to the national rodeo event in January. So they get in professional riders that follow the rodeo circuit.
So this circuit is just a national, they're just traveling from and competing again and again, not always in Big Hat, sometime in different...
They could be in different companies.
Different rodeo companies?
Yeah, different rodeo companies, yeah. But it's really interesting that they're competing and they're going for the best. It's not a deal where they aren't going to get something at the end of the rainbow, if you
Well, and
understand
it's
what I'm
not
saying.
something that you're just going to see, you know, a bunch of horses going around and around. You're
Oh,
actually going
yeah.
to see some very impressive riding skills.
Yeah, they
and
come
some,
from Texas and Arkansas and all over to compete and earn these points at these different rodeo events that Big Hat puts on.
Okay, now when is the rodeo?
It's going to be on July 8 and 9. The gates will open up at 5 o'clock. We'll have food and that kind of thing there as well. And there'll be an opportunity for the kids to play around with the clowns and what have you from the rodeo circuit. And have games and that type of thing in that time frame before the rodeo actually starts. Then the event starts from 7, and it usually takes 2.5 hours for the ride, all the riding and that to go on.
Okay, now this is going to be over a 2-day period?
We're going to have 2 days of the same event. So there'll be different cowboys and cowgirls participating at different shows. There'll be some on Friday night, and there'll be different ones on Saturday night.
Are you selling this as something that people want to have a 2-day pass to, or do
No,
they?
we're selling it as a one-day event. We're not only having the rodeo there on Saturday night, for example. Saturday night we're having a band come in and have a concert type situation from, say, 9 o'clock. We don't know exactly when the rodeo events are going to get over, so we're saying from 9 o'clock till midnight. You can stick around and enjoy Whiskey Romance band performing on stage.
Oh, okay, so
as
that's
well,
the night you
so.
really want to be there.
Yeah, and the tickets are a little bit more expensive on Saturday night than they are on Friday night, and it's just because of Whiskey Romance.
Wow. Now, before I go any further, I want to ask you, why are you doing this rodeo?
Well, the fair situation in the state of Illinois has changed in that we don't have any funding anymore from the state. It wasn't a lot of funding, but it was funding. So we have to find ways of raising funds to help keep the fair going, because it's not cheap to put on a fair. It's not cheap to run the fairgrounds and keep them up, take care of the buildings and all that stuff. So we have what we're calling this is a fundraiser for the Kendall County Fair Building and Youth Activities Fund. And it is because the youth are the ones that benefit from the fair every year.
Fantastic. It's a great idea. Now, you were talking about these professional riders, and I tried to print out some of the things on the schedule. This is a long schedule, but tell me some of the highlights of what people can expect to see at a rodeo.
Oh, you're gonna see bull riding at its best. These bulls that Big Hat has are bulls that participate at the national level and are rented out to that national show. So the bulls are really top-notch bulls. These cowboys that come in and participate also at bareback riding and calf roping. There's girls that do trick riding. There's girls that do the barrel racing and that type of thing with and those fast, fancy horses, boy, I'm telling you, they can go so fast around them barrels, and then how they stay on the saddle, I'll never understand. But it's a good show. There's just lots. I think there's 13, if I remember right, different activities that go on.
Yeah,
in,
you've got
in the
steer
rodeo.
wrestling and
Yeah.
tie down roping
Yeah.
and all sorts of things. And you mentioned you mentioned the clowns. That the clowns
Yeah.
actually have a very important purpose. They're
Oh, yeah. They're there to protect
the most
rodeo.
fearless ones.
Yeah, that's right. They're there to protect the riders. and
This
the-
is
and
an
the bulls.
amazing lineup, from the musical entertainment to the fun and to just the events themselves. Mike, I am so excited about it. I'm going to ask you more about the Kendall County Fair in our next
Okay.
segment, and we'll give the website at that time, okay?
That's great.
All
That's
right,
great.
we'll be right back right after
Yeah.
this.
Now, come on.
Come on.
All right, I know, 2 seconds. Hang on, just stand still. Stand still, love.
Insane.
1 second, I know. Just
Come
I know.
on. Mom, he's
Okay,
done.
go, go, go.
Boys, hang on, boys.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back. Mike Drendel, Fair Board President for Kendall County Fair, has been telling us about the rodeo that they have planned in July, all culminating with the big event of the season. That is your fair. It's going to be the first weekend in August?
Yeah, August 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, now that weekend, you start early and you go nonstop.
Oh yeah, we start at 8 o'clock in the morning and we'll go to midnight every night, and except for Sunday. Sunday we'll actually end at 5. But we have a carnival. We have livestock showing and judging. We've got bag tournaments. This year we're bringing in mud volleyball. There's demolition car derby. There's just so many events. I can't even keep track of them all.
Well,
And
two
we've
things.
got a big committee, and that makes a big difference.
Well, and I know they've got to be
Keeping it
so,
organized.
they're so helpful to you
Oh yeah.
in everything they do. The two things that stand out in my mind for the Kendall County Fair, number one is you have the most beautiful piece of property. On the highest point in Kendall County, it just stretches. You can see all of Kendall County from your fairgrounds, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, we really pride ourselves. You know, I was talking to somebody just last week, and they were talking about how beautiful the grounds are, and I said, you know, that Walt Disney guy, he's no dummy. He tells us all that the property should be clean and what have you. We pride ourselves in what we do there at that fairgrounds, and try to take care of it and make it so that people want to come there for any kind of an event. We got a wedding reception going on there tonight, as a matter of fact. You know, there's just lots of opportunities, and it is a beautiful, beautiful place, and we really pride ourselves in taking care of it.
Well, you don't have any other venue that I can think of that is this beautiful for an event like the fair. So, you know, congrats for that. The other thing that's really stands out for me is the 4-H program and the
Yeah.
4-H kids.
Yeah, we're really, really lucky in Kendall County, especially to have the program that we've got going there, and this is a way of supporting that youth program in Kendall County. 4-H has been here I go again. 4-H has been a big part of my life, all my life. And supporting it and teaching those kids the way to take care of the animals, the way to make a dress, to do what all 4-H does.
The cooking.
Because the programs are immense. Rocketry and rock collecting
and the woodworking projects they do,
yeah.
the small animal and large animal care, the financial projects. These kids are amazing. And that's why I brought it up to you, Mike, because I know you said it starts early on the 4th, and a lot of that is the judging and the kids coming and bringing in their projects. And so for parents out there watching our show today, I think they would be very impressed if they could come and see what happens in the exhibit halls and what these young people can produce.
Yeah, it's amazing, and they get patted on the back or whatever you want to call it, where they can go to the state fair with awards that they won at the county level, and go down to the state fair at Springfield later on in the month of August. It just keeps going on and on, their accomplishments and.
It almost seems to me like the competition of the fair is the heart of the fair, and it really does teach our young people so much, and they grow so much. You also have open competition where adults are participating as well, and a lot of livestock exhibits and other exhibits going on.
Photography is a big deal anymore, at our fair, and the adults bring in beautiful, beautiful pictures, and everybody can see that.
And then beyond that, the family stage and the events arena and the demolition derby and all that other stuff that packs the fairgrounds. That's all part of the fun. It's like a big celebration for all of this achievement.
Yeah, it is, and it's really nice to celebrate that way. It's a place where family and friends meet.
Well, you and I can get really sentimental about the fair. That's for sure. So before we go any farther, you have a mega pass deal where they can get tickets for all days, and then you have special daily passes. You also have special rates for seniors, and I noticed you have a special deal for our military personnel.
Yeah, that's true, and all of that is on our website. To remember all those different prices and to talk about all that, I'd love to, but I don't think we have enough hours in the day to cover all that.
Okay.
I think if they went to our website, KendallCountyFair.org, they'd find a lot of stuff there on that website and answer all those types of questions. It's very easy to get around in that website.
Okay, so from the entertainment on the family stage to the livestock show arena, the grandstand events, all of these things we've talked about. You also have another horse show that goes on during that. The talent show, you have a junior talent show. That's another competition.
And we've been really lucky to have some really good talent, and they go down to the state contest.
You want to be at the Kendall County Fair. Once again, check them out online, and I want to thank you, Mike, for being our guest. There is just so much going on this summer. You're going to have a great time, and I'm glad to be part of bringing it to you. I'm Barb Nadeau for Fox Valley Television. We'll see you next time.